What's up, guys? Chad here in the beer review. Another re-review, another classic beer that I haven't had in a long time. This is definitely a classic. Stone IPA. Classic Stone Got IPA. It in the... This is actually the stout glass because my IPA glass broke. So, I mean, this is essentially the same glass. So, anyways, enough blathering. Let's start diving in on the aroma. Yeah, I mean, this definitely smells like... I don't want to say every other West Coast. It smells like a West Coast IPA, that's for sure. So big grapefruit on this, like like ruby red grapefruit. Lots of grapefruit, little bit of tropical kind of juiciness in there. So like your guava, your passion fruit, something like that. But it's definitely more citrusy than tropical, I would say. Slight little pineapple in there. That and like a little bit of pine needles in there too. As far as your malt base, just kind of a standard, pale maltiness. With IPAs, like you don't really need character malt on them, just enough to balance the hops there. I mean, actually, IPAs are well, as far as the base malt goes, usually very simple recipes. Just a lot of two-row and just a little bit of character malt for color, and that's about it. So, like, I'm not getting any caramel or toastiness or anything on here. Not that you need any. Yeah, so just big, huge hop aroma. Very, 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 very inviting. Just classic, West Coast, especially San Diego style. 6.9 ABV, not smelling any alcohol, so, pretty clean fermentation on that. I mean, I should pretty much just give this a 50 and call it a day. I haven't said that in a while. Yeah, so the aroma I think is great on it. It's not quite blowing my mind the way it used to, but I'm going to go very high on that. That's an 11 out of 12. Appearance, classic, IPA, kind of like that orange color. I love that orange color. It's like a 7 or 9 SRM. Looks darker on camera, as always. It's like probably like 5 to 7 actually. Big frothy foam on that. A little hazy, but that's pretty normal on IPAs. It's not like a New England IPA where it looks like, milkshake, but yeah, full 3 out of 3 on appearance there. Flavor. Let's see if this is gonna wow me or if it's just gonna be like, yeah, I've had it. All right, so cheers. Yeah, so let's talk flavor here. So same thing with the aroma. A lot of citrusy flavor on here, especially grapefruit. Definitely a little bit of orange in here, almost like a orange sherbet or like orange juice concentrate. I wasn't really smelling orange as much. And as far as the tropical fruits, it smells kind of tropical juicy, but I'm really not getting those tropical fruits. Maybe just like a little bit of papaya or pineapple. Bitterness is pretty high. I'm not sure of the IBUs. I think they're pretty hefty, probably high 60s, low 70s. I think it's right at the mark it needs to be for a solid IPA, a solid standard IPA. 6.9 ABV. Again, like that's... it depends where you want to draw the line between single and double. I go about 7.5 or 8. But yeah, this is... I think it's like that perfect, of everything. The enough maltiness, and the alcohol and the hops and the bitterness for, just like the yardstick by which all West Coast IPAs are measured. I do get a little bit of pininess on the back end as it's finishing. The hops linger, not surprisingly. As far as like the malt base, same thing I said with the nose, just kind of a pale maltiness. Tiny little bit of like amber, slightly toastier caramel character malt. I mean, I would not call this like a sweet beer. It just has like a little bit of, just like a little bit of character to it, so it's not just, just malt plus a ton of hops. I can sort of taste the alcohol in here, but again, it's very, very clean, clean fermentation. Attenuation is, fairly high. I mean, it's not ridiculous. This is not like a bone dry beer at all, but it's, like I said, I would not call this like sweet. There's not a residual sugars hanging around here. Yeah, love the bitterness. It's high, but it's not ridiculously high. Although I think that this beer really is this isn't like really a starter IPA. This is more for, unless like you're just really have a proclivity to hops, which I did when I first started reviewing this one. Blew my mind. I think I gave it a 10 the first time I had it, maybe a 9. But yeah, so as far as flavor, yeah, I mean, this is totally on point. I really like it. I mean, it's not quite as delicious as I remember, but I mean, this is always a safe bet. Like any bar or restaurant that has this, you're going to have this and like it. So flavor, I'm thinking 18 or 19. Let's say 18. Maybe we'll come back. Mouthfeel. Yeah, so about a medium body, maybe just like a tad bit over medium, and moderate carbonation. I would not call it crisp, but it's smooth. It's not super smooth. Very comfortable in the mouth. I don't think I'd call it like refreshing for a second there, just because of the citrusy flavor. But I mean, obviously the hops linger here, but I've had like way more like they're not astringent or cloying or anything. It's just it's like the hoppy kind of starchy aftertaste. No, like 6.9 ABV, definitely drinks like 6.9. So just like it, you can tell that it's something of a hefty beer. I mean, real beer nerds might actually ping it for like being able to tell that 6.9, like a 6.9 beer actually should have some heft to it, and this one does. Yeah, mouthfeel I think is pretty much perfect. I could go 4 or 5 on this one. I'm gonna go 5 out of 5. It is exactly what it should be for an IPA. Overall impression, I'm gonna say a 10. It's for all the reasons I just mentioned and everything leading up to this review. I mean, it pretty much invented the West Coast style IPA, or at least perfected it, and everybody else has been mimicking it ever since. So total score of 47 out of 50 for Stone IPA. I mean, it's a champion. It's a classic for a reason. So if you've never had it, I actually got this at Walmart. So check your local Walmart or Target or somewhere. They might have it. All right, so only got 13 reviews left. We do have some Skype reviews or collabs coming up, I should say. Again, if you want to donate a beer or trade or you just have a request, let me know, and I will see you guys in 2 days. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.